So let's listen to a really fun clip of a total scumbag explaining to Wolf Blitzer why Eric Garner died. And apparently, Peter King, Congressman Peter King, is moonlighting as a medical examiner.
From the start, you had a 350-pound person who was resisting arrest. The police were trying to bring him down as quickly as possible. If he had not had asthma and a heart condition and was so obese that almost definitely he would not have died from this. The police had no reason to know that he was in serious condition. I know people were saying that he said 11 times or 7 times, I can't breathe. Well, the fact is, if you can't breathe, you can't talk. And if you ever seen anyone locked up resisting arrest, and I've seen it, and it's been white guys, and they're always saying, you're breaking my arm, you're choking me, you're doing this. So police hear that all the time.
Now, I'm trying to find, I'm looking at this, this piece from August 1 on the New York City Medical Examiner. I don't think that his name is Peter King. I could be wrong about that. But according to the New York City Medical Examiner, who classified the death of Eric Garner as a homicide, which and I don't know if it's necessarily in medical examiner terminology means this, but certainly in terms of general definition, the deliberate and unlawful killing. He died, quote, because, quote, compression of chest and prone positioning during physical restraint by police. The office did rule that asthma and hypersensitive cardiovascular disease contributed to his death. But we do know that this guy was alive with asthma and hypersensitive cardiovascular disease. He was dead after multiple cops put their knees into his face, smushed him into the ground, and one of them put his arm around his neck and kept choking him. We also know that chokeholds are banned by the New York City Police. And they're not banned by the New York City Police because the police department is afraid that police officers will somehow get some type of skin rash if they keep people in a chokehold. It's banned because it's been found to kill people. So this cop is using a device or a practice explicitly prohibited by the police department. So when he puts that chokehold around the neck of Eric Garner, he's not functioning as a police officer. So he knowingly, and you can look at the video. I mean, this again is an unarmed person who is just basically saying, leave me alone. This is not someone who's going up to the cops and threatening the cops. This is not someone who's going up and threatening anybody else. And yet the cops, and this cop in particular, uses a banned technique, banned because it is found to kill people. Peter King is such a scumbag. The only thing, I don't think it mitigates, Peter King is such a scumbag that it really does, and I find myself not saying this much about elected representatives, but it really does reflect poorly upon those people who vote for him. Like, it just gives you a sense of just how much of a high scumbag quotient the people must be in his district. No, I'm not indicting all of them. Because
Just all the ones who vote for him.
well, I'm not indicting them because, the prosecutors come in and it's not pointed one way or another. Unbelievable.
Isn't Peter King a supporter of the IRA? Didn't he try to help one of the?
Oh yeah.
Didn't
The
he try
best
to,
thing he ever did.
Terrorist support.
Excuse me.
Yeah. But didn't he try to stop the deportation of a guy who was in the IRA, who was in this country,
Oh,
who
yeah,
killed
yeah,
a cop or something?
I don't know. I think that's he definitely the
That's the
extradition.
IRA for sure.
Yes.
I don't know about the other thing. He's well, I mean, also the Islamophobia record with him.
right.
I mean, it wasn't the heart of what he was saying, but whatever. I'm sure sometimes people are getting arrested and they're saying, "Oh, you're hurting my arm," whatever. But this just sort of like casual callousness of like, "Oh, I've seen it plenty of times," and they always say stuff like that.
Right.
Like every
Yeah, let's-
like, oh,
you know what?
just assume, of course.
Here
they're
is
lying.
all right.
Have no concern about anybody's rights in that situation as a freaking congressman who's watching these interactions for God knows what reason to begin
The
with.
idea that somebody would be saying I can't breathe when they get in a chokehold. You hear that all the time.
Also, which is it? Is it that you hear it all the time or that Eric Garner was too fat to say it, which is basically what he's saying.
No, he was saying that if you really can't breathe, you can't talk.
Right.
Which, of course, is exactly what happened to Eric Garner
Yeah.
just after he said
said,
for the eighth time, I can't breathe.
Then you didn't hear him talk anymore because he was murdered, you friggin' pig.
Horrible.
Peter King is...
Just horrible. Horrible.